Hello, we being gamers. Welcome back to the channel. This is your host who does the most, Fubuki360, and today we will be talking about my thoughts on Darling in the franxx. To start things off, let's talk about some of the characters. Let's get the main core out of the way. 02 and Hiro. Their relationship from the start to finish was amazing at first. You just see 02 not caring, not even showing sign that her and Hiro's are connected yet, until she begins testing and pushing him literally and subtly. So at first you're looking at 02 like she's just some, OP person who just wants someone to cling on to and suck the life out of, but it's not that at all. Hey, yo, suck the life out of is crazy. But truly, she begins testing him and pushing his limits to see if he can keep up. Hiro is doing whatever it takes, not only to become a pilot, but to show 02 she's more than just a soldier. Do I believe he could pilot someone without her? If he did pilot someone, would they have even gotten together? I believe so, and it's because Hiro is such a caring character. He loved all of his friends, but even as a child, he grew a bond with 02 instantly before he even knew it was love with her, even though she looks like Hellboy's long-lost love child. But he did end up forgetting, and they botched 02's memory wipe because, well, she's part Klaxosaur. But over time, they reunite. Hiro learns to fall in love with 02 all over again. Her feelings never change. She is willing to adjust to his new self, even if it hasn't been the same as before. But he eventually returned. Her darling returned to him. And likewise, they showed no matter what comes their way, they will come over it over and over again. Pause! In some way or somehow, they band together, creating the ultimate bond, defeating and destroying the Verm. And then not only destroying the Verm's whole planet, sacrificing themselves for everyone that they care for. Then even reincarnating and fulfilling their promise to return to see each other one day. 02 finally gets to be a human girl, and her darling Hiro got to live his dreams of being a pilot to the very end. The strongest pilot of the entire verse. Something, 02's creator wanted to be. He wanted to be the greatest pilot, and Hiro got to be that. Not because of I'm the main character, but it's because that's always been his goal to strive to. Now let's get to someone I hate. I hate with a burning passion. Someone I would literally blow up the entire planet. I'm sorry, guys, and I bet some of you guys she's a fan favorite, but I hate Kokoro. No, not this King Kuroko from Kuroko's basketball. Kuroko's a fire character. But no, I'm talking about this blonde-headed bastard. She did my boy Futoshi wrong. Well, Futoshi, really wrong. All he wanted was some love in his life. He was ready to die for her. But to be honest, he did go out sad. Bro was the priest for their wedding. I'm sorry, I don't care how nice I am. Being the priest for a girl who played me is crazy. But my boy got his redemption arc later on through the story. And then when he got older. But back to this piece of hot garbage. She straight up promised this man she'd be with him, then switched up on the same or next episode. Like, what straight up lies is that? We all been there. This is exactly why Juice WRLD was right. All girls are the same. But then she had boobs. That's really what it was. But for having boobs, she didn't have the boobs to, not hurt someone. She was like, oh, I hurt someone close, so I have to live with it. Live with it? Live with it? You didn't even hesitate to switch. And I know, everyone says, but she didn't like him. Then don't make promises like that. That's like your mom saying, if you got good grades, we'll get McDonald's. Then you drive past it and she says, do you have McDonald's money? Miss me with all that bullshit. We all be ready to swing, and we all know it. She was thirsty for my boy, my king, the main character, side character. The man who, in my opinion, had the best character development in the entire show. Sasuke! Oh, wait, nope, I meant Mitsuru. Yep, Mitsuru. Okay, I'm about to go on a little rant now, but it's justified. Mitsuru was that guy. But not in the start. He was a straight dick. I thought he was a jealous asshole. But no, he was actually going through a lot. He was a kid who wanted to ride a franxx with his best friend. And before y'all call him sus, because we know those franxxes work a little weird, he was a child. Y'all on some EDP shit. Looking at asses. Looking at man asses Y'all weird. I caught you on 360, 480, 1080p, 4K. But no, Sasuke got hurt. Mitsuru got hurt. And he went through a risk-bearing surgery that could have killed him to ride a franxx with Hito. And they stole Hito's memory, so that just shattered Mitsuru's heart when he thought Hito didn't keep that promise. So he went from fighting by Hito's side to wanting to surpass him and crush him, but he couldn't because of his dark thoughts holding him back. Plus, Hito licked ancient human blood, but hey, if Naruto can get a tailed beast, Hito can get a Klaxosaur blood. But Mitsudo began to learn he can't do it all on his own, as Miss I Want Some Dick started to help him see that he shouldn't care about things like that. But to be honest, I don't care. If anyone could have taken that role and he would have came out the same character. She's useless, like pink-haired someone we all know. But being the verse Sasuke, it kind of makes him look much better. But Mitsudo eventually learned hating Hito wouldn't solve his problems, only cause more once Hito got his memories back. And Hito did apologize for it, but it was kind of too late at this point. Mitsudo was well past his problems around this point. The rivalry had finally come to an end, but their brotherhood finally started. Mitsudo let, useless cut his hair, and oh my god, they messed my boy up. He looked clean. He could steal anyone's girl. What is this Naruto mid-ass haircut? But he moved forward and learned to care again. But then they jumped him at his wedding. They straight pulled up with all the guns, all the appa straight up FBI open up type shit. Like, bro, relax. And they need to switch sides. The FBI need to turn around. Those adults were watching children smash, then got mad about it. Like, what? But back to the topic. He lost his memories and slowly had to fight for those memories back because, well, one, he had a baby on the way. Yes, I was hyped even though it was with blonde Sakura. Well, no, that's Ino. But you get the point. But yeah, he fought for his memories back. And even when Kuroko was barely caring anymore, I liked it. It went that way from her. Because it went from her saving him to him saving her. That's fire. And when he told Hito that he was not coming to space and he had to stay with Kuroko, that was so gas. Because it's a parallel. I don't see people talk about it like that. How in that both went down a dark path because of their past, and both of them had to fight for their memories back, for both of them to fight for love. They were willing to do anything for love to protect them, no matter what. Because if the roles were reversed, Mitsudo would storm to space for Kuroko, and Hito would have stayed with a pregnant Zero Two. Their characters are like night and day, but they're not. They're also like the same type of character. Just different personality traits, played into different roles. And when Mitsudo grew up, he looked clean again. Straight clean. And his daughter has been more useful than Sarada. She started a whole lineup that pushed Hito and Zero Two to win it all. Like, come on! Okay, now let's move on to some of the characters that I like and some that I didn't. And to start, I liked Ikuno. I loved her being lesbian. It's just, she didn't have a lot to offer other than being confused about herself. And yes, that's a meaningful thing. It's just that I felt like they could have expanded her character a little bit more depth. But at the same time, I understand why they couldn't, because they were on a 24 episode type of thing. But to be honest, I loved that her character kept moving forward. And to be honest, I wish her and Ichigo would have gotten together. It would have shaked up the plot a little bit. Like, it would have made everything a little bit like, wow, we just took this kind of weird but cool turn into the story. But then there's Ichigo getting with, fuck, I don't want to pause, but what was his name again? Oh my god, what was his name? Be right back. I need to go look it up. Okay, I found out what his name was. His name is Goro. Yeah, mid-ass name, mid-ass character. All he was there for was literally to pick up Hito's sloppy seconds. His development only came down to being a simp who got someone who just settled. Ichigo, I know the place and role she was in. I know a lot of people hate her, but if you put yourself in her shoes, the person she loved the most, she wasn't allowed to be with because, well, plot. And because of plot, like, let's be real, she lost because she was the childhood best friend. Like, let's be honest. You can sit there and say Zero Two was a better fit for him, but Ichigo wanted to do the same thing that Zero Two wanted to do with Hito. And Zero Two did it, but couldn't because, well, he couldn't pilot. So that's the only difference between Ichigo and Zero Two really was, the pilot and the backstory stuff. I'm sorry, Ichiko just kind of got sold from the start. Plus, let's talk about it. They made out for like 10 minutes in the franxx during the training scene. No one talks about it, but they were in there for a while, not just some quick 30 seconds. No one talks about it. But back to the point. If you really go no further, if you go watch their first kiss, it was crazy. But now on to Miku. She was cool. I liked that she had small things going on, like the hair thing. She had like small details to her. Her plot role wasn't major, but she was there to bring some, security, some like youth around the situation. But I hated Zorame. Straight trash. I have no other words than trash. He was gonna fat shame my boy Futoshi and then fucking come at Hito for his depression. Then act all cool when they get all cool with the group again. He was the fakest character. Him and Kodoko should have been together, two snakes that would have bit each other's tails. But whatever. But those are my thoughts on Darling in the franxx. I loved it, and I think there could have been a season 2 if they wrote it correctly. But to be honest, I wouldn't want another one at the same time because it's perfect the way it is. It had a great, amazing ending. And I love that everything came full circle.